Hear me out. The peppercorn green stalks still look bad. And look at that, y'all. I don't keep them off, I take them off. And that's another one right there. Hello, welcome to Yellow Door Urban Homestead. I am Asia and I'm an urban gardener growing in a small space out in my backyard. And today, my friends, we are going on a garden tour. And if you are new here, I grow in Virginia Zone 7B. I grow in bags, I grow in ground, I grow in raised beds, no dig, and I'm also growing in green stalks this year. And so I want to do a garden tour. This one is going to be a little bit different, probably won't be nearly as long as they normally are. But this time I'm going to go through and I'm going to tell you all the varieties because I have been getting quite a few questions on varieties, especially on the collards. So I'm going to try to make sure I mention the varieties. Also, as I walk through, I'm going to try to tell you where things came from because I'm getting questions like about I think it's an A-frame greenhouse. I get questions about my tunnel greenhouse. So I'm going to try to go through and tell you where everything came from. Most things will have a link down in the description, or I'll use YouTube Shopping if it's not something that I am affiliated with. I do have affiliations with a lot of these products, or I've been sponsored by the companies, so I want you to know that too. Also, just want to put out there, half of the things that I have for gardening, you do not need. So if you are new to gardening and you are finding my video and you're like, oh my goodness, she got a whole bunch of stuff, this feels overwhelming. Trust me when I say I didn't have half of this stuff when I started gardening. And I want gardening to feel accessible to everyone. So if you see something back here that is not soil, a plant, water, sun, or some type of fertilizer, you don't actually need it. Okay, so y'all, let's get into this garden tour. Quick housekeeping for the week. I'm gonna do 3 videos today. I'm gonna do 3 videos in this same outfit because we are supposed to have rain for like 3 days and the chances are high, 90%. But I still wanna be able to put my videos out for y'all. Plus I have things that I still want to do and need to do. Also planning to do a video on how I got started gardening because that is a question that I'm starting to get. And so then the third video I plan to do today is I am going to plant out the garlic in the yellow green stalk. Hear me out. Because I know we said we was planting in September, October, November, right? And I already planted for October. But I only planted 6 cloves for October. And I only planted 1 variety for October. So what I plan to do is plant the yellow green stalk for October. And then our complete last, like the last garlic we're going to plant, I want to plant it in the same bed with the ones I planted for September. Then we can see side by side the difference. So we're gonna do that today too, but you'll see it later on this week. So let's get into this garden tour because it's like 12 something and I'm trying to get 3 videos recorded in one day. So when y'all see me like this, for the rest of the week, I already told you that was gonna happen. All right, let's get into the garden tour, y'all. So another thing that's gonna be a little bit different is I don't plan to go into like complete detail about everything, right? But if there is a question that you have about anything, feel free to put it in the comments. I do get to them eventually. I don't always get to my comments or all of them in the same day. But I do at least try to look through for questions. And even if I don't answer you directly, I try to answer it in a video. So make sure you subscribe. Something I don't normally say at the beginning of my videos, but make sure you subscribe if you want to continue to see what I'm doing out here. Also, if there's a question that you have that I didn't get to like directly, most of the times I do try to answer them in the next video. Let's get started. So if you're new here and have a little dog, her name is Puppy, and she is literally always out here with me, down here now because she wants rubs. Okay, so if you're new here, I have a total of 11 green stalks. And my whole plan with them this year and why they're all planted out is because if they do well for fall, my main garden, which we will go look at, will be put to rest next year. I will not grow in it. Well, I won't grow a lot in it. That's what we're gonna say. And then I'll use these to plant for fall. So right beside my back door, we have a herb green stalk. It looks absolutely amazing, but we have all kinds of herbs in here. Parsley, yarrow, you got rosemary at the bottom. Oh, these are chives that I need to come through and cut, but they grow amazing in the green stalks. Parsley does too, just in case you were interested to know like what kind of things grow really well. I've found that herbs grow really well in these green stalks, and this is the 7 tier, so the pockets are a little bit smaller. Herbs grow amazing in the green stalks. Over here, we're gonna go through these real quick. So this is what's gonna be garlic. We're gonna get that planted out at some point today. Y'all, look at the onions. If you've been here and you were watching this whole onion debacle, look at them, and they are so much stronger. I am super excited about that. So like to everyone who said cut them, thank you so much. Right beside it, we have another one. This is a blackberry green stalk. This pretty much has kale and lettuce in it, and then there is some celery at the bottom, and that just looks better and better every time we do a garden tour, y'all. And so does the lettuce. Like, everything looks really good. I come out here every morning now, and I turn the green stalks. I just do a complete turn on them. Look how beautiful that lettuce looks, y'all. Look at the lacinato kale up there. I'm just waiting for a freeze, y'all, and I'm coming to get all of this. I'm gonna do cut and come again, which means I'm just gonna break off one leaf all the way up and then leave the middle leaves and let it continue to grow. That's the first fall green stalk that I planted. Right beside it, we have a green stalk with onions and strawberries. But look, y'all, even these onions, they looked really stressed. They still look slightly stressed, but the growth is better and the plants are very much feeling stronger. Now the strawberries are looking a little light. I really think this is the weather. They die back here in my area during the winter, and then they will grow again from the crown, which is this middle piece right here, when it gets warm again in the spring. But that green stalk is looking pretty good. Would I like it to look a little bit better? Yes, but I'm not complaining too much. We have the pink blossom back here, which is a mix of fall vegetables. So you got some leafy greens, you also got broccoli in here, but this one is looking good too. Now these weren't planted out as early as this one right here, so we're still waiting for it to get, you know, some leafiness to it, but it's doing really well. I am fertilizing all of these green stalks at this point with fish emulsion once a week right now, and then I amended them. They all have granulated fertilizer in them. Some of them have rabbit manure in them, some of them have chicken manure in them, some have bone meal, blood meal. I just wanted to put some type of nutrition in the soil for them so that they can continue to grow, because it's pretty much a container. And so then you got the green stalk over here pretty much planted out like the pink one, but the growth is like amazing in here. I'm very excited. We do have some pest pressure, like I always say, but I don't really worry about it too much. And with us cooling down, there it goes right there. Y'all see that? You would never, they blend in so well. And there's another one right there. That's what's eating my plant. Definitely could have given that to the chickens. I just did not, because I'm trying to move through what I got to get done today. But also, we have a moringa back here that looks absolutely awful, right? But someone said I can cut this down to the ground and put it in the greenhouse. So my plan is I'm going to cut it down to the soil level. I'm going to cover it with a bunch of straw to try to insulate it, see if it comes back in spring. I did put my moringa in the greenhouse last year, but I did not cut it down, and I'm not sure that I really covered it with straw really good. So we're going to give that a try this year. Somebody said it should come back. It's worth a try, because other than that, it's just going to die anyway. And then an update on the eucalyptus. It's still looking good. I still never cut this stuff. The way I look at it, when it gets cool, if this has to die back, then it's just going to die back anyway. So with that being said, we are still getting the little side shoots of the eucalyptus, and I'm excited. We got some new growth coming out of the middle, so super excited about that. This greenhouse, I got a lot of questions about it. It is from Silveria. It'll be linked as well down in my description. I like it. It was kind of hard to put together. I always like to say that when I talk about this, if you decide to purchase it, I struggled to get it put together, but it's a nice addition to the backyard. Do you need that? No. Also, do you need these? No. but in 2 square feet of space, you can grow between 30 and I think 42 plants, and you can see they grow really well. So if you're in a setting where you can't take up a lot of space, they are a good idea. All right, so you got the yellow green stalk. It's actually called lemon. That's pretty much the same as the blueberry one. Has onions in it and has strawberries. These strawberries are looking much better now. What I will tell you are these strawberries are native to my area. The strawberries in here, I started strawberries from an actual strawberry I purchased from the store. Then they just kept regrowing or sending out runners. So those are store strawberries. These are native strawberries that I got from a farmer's market. So they do look better, and I would imagine that's probably why they're native to our area. Right beside this space, you have citrus trees. And so this citrus tree right here, this is a blood orange. You can see we got a lot of yellowing on the new leaves. So my soil was very dry. And I got a few comments telling me not to water them too much. The soil was very dry. And so for me, I needed to water mine. The thing with this is, with gardening, is a lot of times underwatering and overwatering can look the same. A lot of things can look the same. They can have the same symptoms. It doesn't mean that it is exactly one thing. So I like to point that out. It's something that I've kind of learned while gardening. So I watered really well, and they're not as yellow as they were. So my next thing is I'm going to give them a liquid fertilizing, right? Because I did look and it said that this plant should be able to go down to 20 degrees. I'm going to fertilize first. If the fertilizer doesn't do anything, I'm going to put it in the greenhouse, because the last thing that I would say would be an issue would be the weather. We have been down into the 30s here, and so I am doing a process of elimination. I checked my soil, it was dry, so I watered it. They are not looking as yellow, and so now I'm going to give it a liquid fertilizer, just a balanced fertilizer. I'm going to give it a few days because we're about to get rain, so the soil shouldn't be dry, and then it should have some nutrition that goes directly to the soil. If it does not stop, then I'm going to put it in the greenhouse. That's like one of the ways that I garden over here. I am very big on experimenting, doing trials, process of elimination for me to learn for myself. And I did a video about that. We're not going to get too deep into that today. So yeah. Let me finish with the citrus. We actually have a total of 6 citrus plants, and this is literally the only one doing the yellowing. So, you know, like I say, it's also the biggest one I think I have in the same size bag, so it's using more nutrients and water. So we're going to keep looking. But yeah, we have more citrus back here. It's my first year growing citrus. I'm excited. Did not get any citrus this year, but that's okay. And there's 2 more over here. They are in bags. I'll be taking them out of the bags. So if you're interested in knowing where this seeding area came from, it's from Home Depot. I'll link that too. And then we have some more green stalks over here. These are shallots. The shallots are starting to look better too. I cut these just like I clipped the onions, and they are also starting to look better. The peppercorn green stalks still look bad, and what I have decided is if by the time it's time to plant for November, we don't have a lot of growth on these, I'm going to plant garlic in here. I'm just going to pull them and plant garlic. There's already garlic in this top section. Those are the 6 that I said I planted. But if they don't start looking better, we're going to go ahead and just replant that with garlic. If you're new here, I have quail in my yard too. I use them as a meat and an egg source. I don't really get too deep into them when I'm doing a garden tour because they scare easily. I think someone asked about this hose reel. It is from Hose Link, and I absolutely love it. I can water my whole garden with this hose. That's how long it is. Over here we have our quick tent greenhouse. It is a 12 by 7 by 7. I have 4 garden beds in here, and I am growing some of the fall vegetables. So kohlrabi, collards, broccoli back here. The broccoli bed is starting to look a little bit better, y'all. We still working on it. Apparently have some kind of pest in here. I hadn't seen that, but it's okay. We still have some roselle growing in here from the summer. And then there's kale down here as well. And then over here, we have Brussels sprouts that has a pest on it. This is my first time coming out here this morning, y'all. So this is something I would have had to do when I came out here. So we have Brussels sprouts there. We have a cabbage there. More Brussels sprouts back here. Another Brussels sprout, cabbage, and Brussels sprout. Oh, and this tomato is still trying to ripen. I could pull it off if I wanted to, but I'm just letting it go. And there's still a tomato right there as well. One of the things that I have decided is the greenhouse will not be my last spot to plant out. So if you're not new here, I planted in waves this year. The greenhouse was my last planting, and my thought on that was because I can keep it warmer. But what I didn't think about is the sun drops in the sky, and then I have a bunch of trees. So I don't think this greenhouse is getting a lot of sun right now. But if this was one of my first places I planted, so at the end of August, early September, this was my first place I planted, they would get more sun in the beginning. And so next year, we will be planting out the greenhouse first. It'll be in our first round of planting. Over here, we have chickens. I have 5 of them right now. Only hens. I don't have any roosters because I'm not allowed to have them in my area. Why she's trying to crawl up it, I do not know. That's Betty. Betty, what are you doing? Anyway, they're looking great. We had some health issues in this flock. I lost a chicken this year, and so super excited to have fluffy butts back. Nobody's looking sick. Now, they are molting. There are feathers everywhere, and I've actually been going and raking those feathers up, so didn't get to that before I started this video yet. But yes, we also have chickens. Right over here, we have our orchard area, which also has roses in it. And I'm just enjoying them out here. I'm also leaving them if there's any bees or any butterflies, any kind of pollinators that need something. I don't have many flowers going in the garden right now, so I'm leaving them. Someone did tell me to take them in the house. I'm not going to. I like them out here, and I like them for the pollinators. Also, there is a chance that I won't have them next year. I'm going to redo this whole orchard area just because I can't really maneuver through it. And so this year, while I can, I want to enjoy those beautiful roses out here, unless I find somewhere else to put them. In the orchard area, we have figs. So this fig tree has done really well. I think I got it last year, not 100% sure. Didn't get any figs off of it this year, but the plant itself is definitely getting stable. It's getting rooted here, and I'm excited. There's another one in a bag over there, but I didn't take care of it. It's not dead though. You also have peach trees. These 2 are peach trees, and there's 2 apple trees. There's an apple tree here, and there's an apple tree over there, which you probably cannot really see because of my muscadine grape vine, and that thing has taken over. It is also right here on this trellis. Never was supposed to be, but it is. Down at the bottom, there's comfrey, and it's getting shaded. So another reason why we're having to redo this is because there are things down at the bottom that's not getting any sun. And then we have a beautiful rosemary plant right here. Absolutely beautiful. It's probably been here for 2-3 years. It grows all the way like 365 days in my area. Oh, the lavender. This is a lavender update. It's looking better. It's looking better, and I'm excited. I think next year is going to look amazing. I had it in a spot where it was getting very shaded, and I moved it, and it looks good. And the pansies still look good here, too. Oh, and I've been getting some questions about the door. This is from Home Depot. I'll make sure I link it. Super easy to put together. I painted the front of mine, not the back. It's just who I am. But it's a very nice door. I think it's going to last me for a while. And it was very simple to put together. Also, where did this come from? This is from Vigo. It is a Vigo self-watering pot or bed. So now we're going to move on into the garden. This is the main garden if you are new here, y'all. So what do we have in here? This front row of this is purple kohlrabi. I prefer white, but purple is what we got. And look at that, y'all. we got us a kohlrabi that probably needs to be harvested soon, but it's like a nice size kohlrabi. So we also have nasturtiums in here. They're getting pretty big. Nasturtiums like cool weather. I've said that several times, and they're growing really well this year. There's another one down here. So they'll grow through the summer, but they like cooler weather. And in my area, as hot as we get, they just die out pretty quickly once we start getting really hot. So this first area is kohlrabi, and it's all growing really well. And then behind it, you have broccoli. And pretty much all of the broccoli has heads in them. And I'm pretty darn excited about it. So we should be harvesting broccoli soon. Like, look at this one. That's already getting to be a nice size. So I'm pretty excited. There's another row back here, but it did get a lot of pest pressure throughout the season. And so they're growing a little bit slower. Back here we have collard trees. These are Marriott collards. I do not remember which one this collard tree is. They're all collard trees. I don't remember. It's been in for a while. This broccoli is called Green Magic. And I think these are the Alaskan nasturtiums that I have down here. But y'all, look at the size of these leaves compared to my hand. Like, they're very big. Kohlrabi leaves are edible, y'all. They're edible. So I can use these. And we didn't have a lot of pest pressure on the kohlrabi, so that was a plus. We didn't have a lot of pest pressure on anything, but one thing that I do in the fall is I come and I hand pick those caterpillars that I just showed you, harlequin bugs, snail slugs. I just come out here and take them off of the plants. I do not cover. Covering is a good idea, especially if you don't have the time or you don't want to, or you're squeamish, whatever the reason is that you don't want to come out here and pick. At the early stages of the plant lives, the white moth is going to be out here, the cabbage moth. There's going to be a lot of things out here. And so if you want to cover, I'm not against covering. I just don't cover because of the infrastructure that I have. So how do I keep the bugs off? I hand pick them. I don't keep them off. I take them off. Here's my lilac green stalk that has broccoli. This is a Destiny broccoli in here. Got it from my local feed and seed. And then there's a cabbage at the top. Well, there's cabbages at the top. And these are flat Dutch cabbages. Also, we have some action on the bok choy, whichever one that I put in here. We don't have any action on the spinach just yet, but I'm okay with that. And then down here at the bottom, we got some kohlrabi. We got some more Destiny broccoli. There is also some kale in here and some, did I say lettuce? And there's lettuce in there too. So that's the lilac green stalk. This is the first green stalk I ever purchased after waiting 5 years, and now I am addicted like y'all said I would be. Behind the bed I just showed y'all, we have some tomatoes. I planted them in July. I am hoping that they will ripen on the vine, at least start to ripen on the vine. I personally just want them to start blushing out here on the vine because I feel like the taste is going to be better. But a few people keep telling me like how I can get them to ripen in the house. I know that I can, but I want them to start ripening out here. And if not, more than likely, I'm going to use them for fried green tomatoes. My kid's going to be sick of fried green tomatoes. I am probably not going to can any green salsa. For one, we don't eat a lot of green tomato salsa. For one, we don't eat a lot of salsa around here. And so I don't want to can something we're not going to eat. Can or freeze, because chances of me canning it was even more slim. Can or freeze. So we'll see how this goes. We still have time. I've been watching the forecast. So I don't think we're going to get our first frost November the 1st. But if we do, then I'll come and pick all of those off. But if we don't, we're just going to let them keep going. When you come into my garden, I have purple 7-gallon grow bags. Those bags are from Bootstrap Farmer. I will link those. But all the way down this row are grow bags full of broccoli. These are green Goliath broccoli. So I'm trying different varieties this year. This is not a green Goliath broccoli. I am starting to think that this is a collard. That's what I think that is. But anyway, these are green Goliath broccoli. They were planted later than the broccoli that's in the beds, but we already have some heads growing. Let me show you this one. It's still very small, but it's in there. Can y'all see it? And so we're starting to get broccoli heads on here. I'm fertilizing these with fish emulsion as well. I'm going to continue to fertilize with fish emulsion until we get to a time where like it is just frozen out here. Everything is frozen. There is no need for me to continue to fertilize. But I'm just trying to get them to a point where I can get broccoli heads hopefully before January. But these are all broccoli growing amazingly. So right here we have purple sprouting broccoli planted out much later than any other broccoli that you see. And these are in black grow bags. They are from Amazon, also 7-gallon. Any bags that you see in my garden are gonna be 7-gallon. I don't grow in any other size, only because I like things to be uniform. And so all of my bags are 7-gallon bags, and I grow a lot of things in 7-gallon bags. The way I look at it is if it can grow in the ground, it can grow in the bag, and I always say that. And so with that being said, everything is 7 gallons. Some of the bags are from Bootstrap Farmer. The colored ones that I love so much because purple is my favorite color are from Bootstrap Farmer. The black ones are from Amazon. Both will be linked down in my description. But this is my first year growing them. Very excited to grow them. We also still have peppers from the summer that's growing, and these are cayennes here. There's a pimento in here, and then there are also shishito peppers in here. And I moved the shishito peppers to the outside, and then I put the pimento in the inside because they were just shading the shishito peppers. Shishito peppers are my favorite peppers if you're new here. Over here we have 3 different types of broccoli growing. These were being shaded by the yellow green stalk, which I've now moved. They are actually starting to look a little bit better, so we'll see how this goes. This is a variety that's spelled D-I space C-I-C-C-O. Down here we have some more green Goliath growing, and down here we have more green Magic. And so they're all looking pretty decent, but you can tell that you're getting more sun down here than you are down here. You can see the change, which is okay. It's not a big deal. I know that my yard shades in the fall. I still grow a fall garden, and as you can see, the shade that I get is no match to these plants, and I love that for me. Okay, so we still have peppers over here from the summer too. If you've been here for a while, we had some that we moved and they were like really yellow, but the new leaves started growing in green. I think this is a jalapeno because they're still growing. They're not big. I'm also not taking care of them anymore. Whatever nature gives them is what they get. I'm not taking care of these peppers no more, y'all. But you still have shishito peppers growing. You can see that there. Right here, we got banana peppers still growing. We got another banana pepper here. I have no idea what this one is back here. I think it's a shishito. This is a group of peppers from the summer that's still growing because they will grow right up into my first frost. This is the bed that I was talking about where we're going to do our November planting, because this garlic was planted in September. And we are gonna see how this works. It's an experiment that I'm doing because I never have a good harvest of garlic. And honest truth, these already look better than the ones I've grown in the past. Back here, we have some Brussels sprouts, y'all. And they got ate up really bad. And they are probably still getting eaten up. And I'm pretty sure it's by slugs and snails. But that's okay. And we have 2 different varieties in here. Back here is the Long Island Improved variety, which seem to be doing much better than the Groninger that we have right here. Now, the Groninger may be getting shaded because of like the difference in the sun, but even if they weren't, they are getting eaten up, y'all. So next year we may just be going with the Long Island Improved if they do well once they start to produce Brussels sprouts. Over here we have some more peppers. The poblano pepper that was throwing out all those flowers is now throwing out peppers, y'all. So they're really trying to continue to grow, although I'm not doing anything to them. We also have shishito peppers down here. They're starting to produce much smaller peppers, but they have a lot of flowers on them. This is a jalapeno back here that's still producing. We have some cayenne over there. We have some habanadas over there. Some Jimmy Nardellos, still here, still kicking, still trying to produce. Right beside that bed, this is an empty bag, but it's really not empty. It's plantain. I do think it's gonna come back next year. We will see. We have mullein that's growing pretty nicely. Everything I'm showing you right now is pretty much getting a lot of shade. So these are carrots that we planted earlier in the season. And then the blueberry cuttings, still alive, still looking good. A little bit of discoloration, but nothing is dying, y'all. So I'm excited. Those are all blueberry cuttings that I stuck in this bag because I was getting the trees to be a little bit smaller, or bushes. Then we have some St. John's wort right here. This is looking really good. It used to be in the greenhouse and it wasn't doing well at all. But this year, once I moved it over here, it just took off. So I'm excited. This is a beet that we're leaving. I'm hoping that I can get it to go to seed and save the seed, but we shall see. And our elderberry cuttings look terrible. And I never got back out here to take the leaves off of them. But I also think like it's a very skinny piece. Probably need to try this again next year when I can get a larger branch off of it. And then we have 5 blueberry bushes. I wish I could tell you the variety of the blueberries, but I can't. I pretty much got them all for $5 from Lowe's, and it just said blueberry on them. But this is a good time of year if you want blueberries to start looking at Lowe's, because they put things on sale like the fruit trees, the blueberry bushes. They put them on sale at this time of year. That's when I got pretty much all of these. All right, collard bed. This is what people have been asking about. These 4 are called top bunch collards. These are Alabama blue collards. And look at the size of the leaves on the Alabama blue, y'all. They huge. Literally, I'm just waiting for everything to get a frost. But even the top bunch has nice size leaves. I'm very excited about that. This has been a really good year for collards for me so far. I never got the lettuce planted back out, and that's fine. If you remember, we just started the lettuce seeds last week, so that's gonna take a little bit of time. But yeah, we're gonna replant that with lettuce eventually. We have more collards over here. They're supposed to all be cabbage leaf collards. This is not a cabbage leaf collard. I actually know which one that is. I think I got something mixed up, but these are cabbage leaf collards. I think they are very pretty, but they also are much softer than like the top bunch and the Georgia Southern collards. So I have tried them before. I thought they were pretty good, which is why I planted them again. Like I said, I don't know what this is, y'all. We have another blueberry bush. I took the tote from under the water spout because we were trying to get the compost pile down, but we still haven't done that. Me and my son gonna get back around to doing that, but we still haven't gotten it down yet. And so on the back of the bed where I showed you the cabbage leaf collards, this is Georgia Southern. These starts looked terrible, and now they are shaded a little bit, but you can tell they are gonna grow in a little bit of shade, just a little bit slower. And even though they were awful looking starts, they also bounce back, y'all. So that's something that I always say. Like, even if your starts look bad and you have the time and the patience, put them in the ground and see what happens, y'all. See what happens. Right beside that bed I just showed you, you have some more pepper plants. This is a poblano that's still trying to throw out poblanos. Our roselles are starting to get some size to them, y'all. Now, mind you, I would like them to be a little bit bigger, but they're getting some size to them. I'm very excited. So I do think I'm going to get a decent roselle harvest. And we still have some that's, flowering, and the flower will be falling soon. But yeah, we got some that's getting a nice size to them. So that is very much a plus to me. I'm excited. And down here we have we have our one elderberry. This is where I took those cuttings from, but I'm just gonna let it grow maybe one more year and try to get some more cuttings so I can get a second one. Oh, by the way, completely forgot to show y'all this. These beans are still producing. They still throwing out beans. So we'll just take those because I want them to keep going. These are purple potted pole beans. Right beside that roselle, we now have our cabbage bed, but we also have Swiss chard down here that I planted pretty late, but it's also starting to really get some size on them. They were pretty bad looking starts too, but we have our cabbage over here. As an update, this one is still getting eaten to pieces, but we also are getting what looks like heads forming, y'all. Did I do this right? Not that one. Did I do this right this year? That's not a head. That one might be trying to head. Did I do it right this year? I don't know. I'm still waiting. I'm super excited to see what happens though. Also, down each row, we have a bag of broccoli. bags of broccoli. And this is a mix of all of them that I was attempting to grow. So these are in the greenhouse too. Well, there's one in the greenhouse and it's called Godzilla broccoli. So I'm not seeing heads just yet, but they also were planted out later. But yeah, this is a mix of all of the broccolis that we have planted throughout the garden. Oh, forgot to tell you about this bed. It's pretty much broccoli and kohlrabi as well, but on the back of this one, instead of tree collards, we have some Swiss chard, which I think is being shaded, and that's okay because we have Swiss chard in other places. But looky here. We definitely got broccoli. And that's another one right there. I'm super excited, and broccoli leaves are edible. I don't eat them, but if I did, we would have some good broccoli leaves out here too. I'll be giving them to the chickens and the worms. The chickens and the worms will eat them. So I'm super excited, y'all. That's one of our July sown tomatoes that has ripened outside. It's called a Carolina Gold. I just found the tag, and so yeah, we're gonna try this. I'm gonna let it sit for a day or two though, because it still has a little bit of green on it, but I'm taking it off so that the plant can maybe try and ripen some of the other fruit that's on it. And then of course Brad's Atomic is still out here and still throwing out tomatoes. Y'all see that? They just all over the place. And last but not least is the flower bed, where I'm excited to say we have some dahlia blooms. Looky here. Beautiful dahlia. I'm not gonna take it off, but there's another one. Beautiful dahlia, y'all. Finally got some dahlias. Oh, and the sunflowers are still down here too, y'all. Little tiny dwarf sunflowers. They are called teddy bear sunflowers. Now, I will tell you, I don't think this is a teddy bear sunflower. I'm really not sure which one that is. I think I had two different varieties. But yeah, the teddy bear ones are the more fuzzy ones. But the flower bed look a mess, y'all. It looks a whole entire mess, but we're not gonna complain about it too much. But I do believe that is the garden tour for the week. Like I said, I didn't want to make it super long. Things aren't changing that much. Things are slowing down in growth, but we are also having new growth in the way of broccoli heads, and I'm super duper excited. So I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to visit me over on Instagram, where I post about the things going on in my garden almost every day. Bye, y'all.